Flosstube. My name is Becca, and I am SamBrie Stitches here on Flosstube and on Instagram. Today is another special edition of Interview with a Flosstuber, and today I have a very special guest all the way from the UK, which is very cool. This is Kerry from Kerry In Stitches. I'm super excited. She's been watching my channel for a while, and I started following hers and watching hers, and she had left a comment when she entered one of my giveaways and said that her 10-year-old thinks that I should interview her. So I was like, I'm down for it. So here we are. We're going to do the interview. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. Good. Yeah. It's been a good Monday.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's jump into some questions. The first one is, why did you start a Flosstube, and were there any particular motivations?
I started watching Flosstube in the kind of May of 2017 because a blogger friend suggested, was talking about it. And I was like, sounds interesting. Because up until that point, I thought people who did YouTube were just kind of weird show-offs who just kind of wanted their 5 minutes of fame. Mm-hmm. That was kind of... But I started watching Flosstube and was like, right, I want to do that too. Yeah. So the kids went back to school in September, so I started my channel. So it was just kind of like, yeah, that looks fun. I think I'll have a go.
Nice.
And I'm usually somebody who hates my photograph being taken and, edge out of things as quick as I can. So it was a really weird thing to be doing.
Were you nervous or uncomfortable, or was it just like, I'm gonna do it? And
I just kind of went, waited. Nice. And then I got a really bad cough and couldn't shift this cough, and I was kind of going, I've got to wait for a couple more weeks, got to wait to try and get rid of this cough. And in the end I was like, no, I can't wait any longer, I've got to do this. So my first video has got me coughing every 10 minutes on it. So
yeah, it happens. Mine has loud cars driving by, dogs barking, whatever. Coughing works too. So the next question is a subscriber question, and they're wondering if you have a blog.
I have a very sorely neglected blog. I blogged from sort of 2012 to 2019 under Ramblings of a Biscornu Addict, and it was through sort of the blogosphere I learned about Flosstube. So nice. I have a lot, but it just took so much work to do, more than a Flosstube video.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I say this in almost every interview. Most people don't have a blog because it is a lot of work, and they use Flosstube as their blog.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, if you want it linked down below, we can do that. If they want to go back and see some of your other stuff, we could definitely do that. So the next question is, how did you learn to stitch, and how long have you been stitching?
I've always crafted. Always had something to do, and I sort of did long stitch kits when I was a child, and did some embroidery and things like that, just on like little tray cloths and things. And when I was pregnant with my eldest, sort of 16 years ago, I saw a kit of Eeyore in a magazine. I was like, oh, that'd be nice to do for the nursery. Never cross stitched before. Didn't really know anything about it. Just kind of went, well, I can kind of use a needle. Let's give it a go, and I did, and it had fractional stitches, and and I'd never done anything like that before, and had no idea, and it turned out all right in the end. And yeah,
nice. You seem to have that personality of, I'm just gonna do it. You did it with the Flosstube. You did it with the stitching.
I do kind of go, I'll give it a go.
I guess that's a good way to look at things, because that's how you try new things. That's how you do new things, is I'll just give it a shot. I'm a little bit more reserved, I guess, but it took me a long time to do like a Flosstube video. But
the only thing is with machine sewing. My sewing machine sat in a box for best part of 6 months, and my mum kept saying to me, "You're scared of that machine, aren't you?" Yes, I am. I'm terrified.
Yeah, mine did too for like several months, and people kept calling me out in my videos, and finally got it out, used it, I think 4 or 5 times, make like a little pillow, and we're on the outs again. So nope.
It's a scary thing.
So you work so hard on like your cross stitch piece, and then you go to like sew, and if it's crooked, you have to sit there. I'd rather just not deal with that.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite project that you've stitched?
Oh, impossible.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah, I've narrowed it down to 3 pieces.
Okay.
Not 4, but I'll come. My first is this black work piece, which is going to reflect everything.
Oh, that's perfect right there. That's pretty.
Yeah. So that's a Jane Greenough design. It was in a Crossstitch magazine back, eons ago, and I just love this. I love doing black work. And
yeah, it's really pretty.
So yeah. So that one, and then I'm gonna go with my 12 Days of Christmas Plum Street samplers.
Oh, I love how you finished that.
So yeah, it was one of those that she released it as a weekly stitch along, just in the run of Christmas on her blog, and I sort of found out about it on the Thursday. Went, well, I haven't got the silks, and the only thing I could find was a piece of 25 count, and then worked it out and went, yeah, that'll do. So I stitched it over one on 25 count.
Wow,
because that's kind of how I go about things.
And that's Plum Street, you said?
That's Plum Street samplers, yeah, and it was a freebie on her blog. So
yeah, you could always tell
Plum 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And the last one is a teeny tiny biscornu.
What? You stitched that?
Yeah. So it's on 18 count, and I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 by 10.
Wow.
And that's what made me realise that I could do them. And then a whole world of little tiny biscornu opened up.
Wow.
And I'm just surprised I haven't lost it yet.
Yeah, right? I know you have it on the little...
yeah, it's on a pin, because if I pick it, hold it in my hand, you
can't see it, yeah.
So, yeah, those ones, I think.
Nice. I've not stitched a biscornu because I am concerned that I wouldn't be able to finish it properly. Everybody says, oh, it's so easy.
Ridiculously easy to finish it.
I know, see?
Yeah.
We'll see, because there's a giraffe pattern that I think just came out, and my oldest daughter's favorite animal is a giraffe. So
mine too. Oh,
really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been toying with the idea of maybe doing it, so we'll see.
Yeah. Jennifer Upton, she's got a fantastic tutorial on how to put it together. So
I'll have to check that out then for sure, because I love them. It's funny because I'm interviewing you, and then the other person that I'm interviewing tomorrow is also a big biscornu stitcher, a ton of them. So
yeah,
that's funny that both of y'all are really into that.
I've probably stitched upwards of 100 now.
Wow, that's they're like really neat. I'd love to do a whole bunch of them and just have them on display, because they're just like neat little pillows. So
I've got a big bowl of them.
Nice, that's so cool. So what do you enjoy most about stitching?
Everything except that first stitch. I hate starting projects. I'm definitely a product stitcher. I want that finished piece, but I'm putting that first stitch in. I'll do anything to avoid it, and I don't know if that's just I'm convinced I've not, even when you've got a giant piece of fabric for a tiny thing, and I'm like convinced I've started in the wrong place.
Yeah,
I get annoyed then, thinking if I've started in the wrong place, then I've wasted so much fabric. And
I guess it could be a little nerve-wracking just trying to find the right placement, and putting in that one first stitch makes it seem like it's never gonna be finished because you have that big area. I'm
happy when I get to halfway through a design, and then I'm like, yay, love this, and off I go.
Nice.
But
nice. That first stitch. So what's your favorite genre of book or movie?
Probably rom-coms.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I don't mind like a light crime drama.
Nice.
But that kind of, anything in that kind of ballpark.
Okay. So that kind of leads into, what fictional place would you most like to go?
I'd like to go to Stars Hollow.
That seems to be a popular one too.
Yeah. Well, that's why I turned Country Cottage Needleworks Main Street into Stars Hollow.
Oh, that is cool. I'm not super familiar with Stars Hollow, but that's so neat.
So I put in loads of the kind of just little tiny nods to it here and there, and used a wee little Stitches pattern to put in characters and things like that. So
that's very cool. That's
I think Stars Hollow.
That makes it really unique too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. So if you could choose to do anything for a day, What would it be?
Sit on a beach or go collecting sea glass on a beach, I think. I love the coast and just going searching for sea glass and things like that. That's kind of just an ideal day for me.
Yeah, just relaxing. And yeah, I grew up basically camping at the beach, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of my favorite
Something
memories.
that just kind of completely restores you, just going to the beach, I think.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, for me, like going out into like the woods and the forest, like I've been doing with my husband, that completely just getting, I think just getting out into like your own comfort space, like replenishes. And right now, we definitely need that. So do you have any other hobbies besides cross stitch?
I'm very multi-craftual. I'll have a go at anything, me. I've scrapbooked, I've made cards, I've got an English paper piece quilt on the go. But main one probably making jewelry and scissor fobs and stuff like that.
Nice. I used to make jewelry. I worked at Michael's craft store. My whole paycheck going back into buying the jewelry.
I had a Saturday job working in a bead shop.
Oh, nice. So that you could just recycle your paycheck. Yep. I remember how that is. So how would your friends describe you?
I asked. So there's a couple of answers that I refuse to acknowledge. But apparently I'm arty and cross-stitch crazy, apparently. But I'm caring and I'm practical. I'm the friend that's kind of probably going to come up with a solution to something, kind of a practical kind of way. I'm the person they ring up and go, how do you do so-and-so? Well, right, okay, let me talk you through, how to do
whatever. Yeah.
I have a particular friend who's quite clumsy and she's the one at phone. She's always, can you mend this? Or where can I go and buy so-and-so? Whatever household item, so yeah.
Those are definitely all good qualities and traits for a friend, for sure. I do like that you were like, I'm not going to read the couple that, because some other people have said that too.
Yeah,
friends will be friends. So
yes, yeah.
So how do you prefer to stitch? Do you use a hoop, a Q-snap, a frame, a light, that kind of stuff?
I stitch in hand on any size thing. Wow. I don't mind what I stitch on. I'm very much whatever fabric fits the one I'm stitching will work. So I do use a lamp in the evenings, but generally in the day I don't. So that's pretty much, yeah.
So if you have like a larger project, because I know a lot of people, and I think Robin's kind of going through this now, Lady Robin's, she's got this big, huge piece of fabric, but she usually stitches in hand. How do you wrangle like a big piece of fabric if you're stitching in one area? Do you roll it up or what do you do?
Kind of roll it up on the side a bit. I'm doing a big reproduction sample at the moment, and it sort of, to go in the project bag, I fold it in 4 generally and just kind of just lift it up at the one corner.
Okay.
So
do you use clips or anything to hold them? No, you just hold it? Okay. Just trying to get tidbits of advice for people who are,
Yeah, I just kind of grab it and just move the fabric around just to get to the area.
Okay.
Stitch. So
nice. Do you have a preferred fabric choice, or are you just kind of a multi-fabric stitcher?
Oh, anything. I did a longest day sale on the weekend and stitched on all my projects on the Saturday. And I worked out that I stitched on 10 projects and had 8 different sorts of fabric.
Wow.
From 14 count right up to 40 count. So
you're brave.
Anything.
Me, not so much.
I tend to go with what do I want the finished size to be, and
yeah, that's a good way to go.
Yeah, and then decide from there.
Nice. So what is your favorite place that you've traveled, and did you bring stitching along with you when you went?
I love, again, going back to the coast, Cornwall in the southwest of England. We went on our honeymoon. I wasn't stitching then, so no stitching travelled with me. but beautiful, just sort of the coast and just traveling around there. We sort of traveled all around.
Someday I want to get to England someday. I have family in England.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did take stitching when I went to see the tennis at Wimbledon, though. I took stitching with me.
Oh, very cool.
So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what can you not do without for your stitching? Like your absolute go-to besides the basics of course.
I love a size 26 needle.
Me
so
too.
I tend to be what I gravitate towards. I'm fairly kind of, I don't need lots of stuff. Because I stitch in hand, I think I don't necessarily need loads of things. I like a clipboard for my chart.
Okay.
But that's about it really.
So you use like a working copy of your chart or whatever instead of, okay, because I use my iPad, so yeah.
90% of the time I use a working copy. So.
Nice. All right. So this is a fun one. I like to see how people answer it, and it's pretty much been the same answer for every interview, but how do you decide on what you're working on next?
Whatever calls the loudest.
Yep. I was gonna say that's usually the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I am in the daily 30 group, so sometimes I might stitch on something to fit a prompt for one of the challenges, but I tend to try and work it the other way, as in what I want to stitch to a prompt, because I just go with whatever calls the loudest.
Are you like a seasonal type of stitcher where you try to get seasonal stuff done ahead of time, or are you just kind of a...
I'll stitch anything any time of the year.
Okay.
So,
I try to do that, but I think I'm more of a seasonal, trying to get my decor stuff done so I could put it out, but I'm behind. I'm always behind.
I usually want to. At Christmas, I'll get the, sort of November, I'll get the overwhelming desire to stitch a lot more Christmas stuff. And, but I've always got Christmas projects on the go anyway. So.
Christmas projects are a lot of fun to stitch. I will say that. I'm a big Christmas person. So we are to the last question, and it is my favorite question out of all of them. And it's, what's the best thing that has happened to you so far this year?
Again, I could not think of just one thing, but my daughter was in a concert in January called Young Voices, and it's a kind of a nationwide program where they get 6,000 children at arenas, like school choirs, and they sing at one of the kind of big arenas not far from us. So to go and watch her in that was fantastic. And that
sounds amazing.
It's phenomenal. And she's done it 3 years. My son did it for 3 years, and they often have they have like guest stars and things, and they had Tony Hadley from Spandau Ballet singing with them this year, and it's just brilliant.
Is it something where she has to audition for, or
no, just her school choir, and they do, I think it's something like 20 or 30 of these concerts every year.
That's
with different schools taking part. So she loved it. That's a really, really cool thing.
That is very cool. That's so cool. I think I enjoy those, just watching, whether it's a big concert or a small concert, just watching your kids up on the stage doing what they love to do is just, it's the best feeling. I'm a super emotional person and cry at everything, so I usually cry all of the concerts. but
the first 15 minutes is usually spent playing where can we spot her in the vast kind of thing of
oh yeah, that's true, because you have all of those. Yeah, that would be fun. It's like a Where's Waldo.
Yeah, it is. And they all have to wear white t-shirts as well.
Oh no.
So there's 6,000 kids in white t-shirts,
and you're trying to figure out.
Yeah,
you guys need to set up like a sign ahead of time, like when you're up on the stage, kind of like raise your hand really quick or something. Well,
we never know what time we're going to get into the concert either. So so it's that kind of, so you rely on like other parents, going, oh yes, I found them. So if you count 7 rows up and 5 rows across.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Love that.
That's awesome.
I've loved Zooming with friends during COVID as well. That's been fantastic, just to kind of really strengthen some friendships through lots of Zoom and lots of stitchy friends and things.
That's cool. All right, well, we are at the end of the interview. So thank you so much. I know that I had to push this a couple of days, so thank you for being flexible with that and for taking time out of your day. This was a lot of fun. I think a lot of people are gonna discover your channel, and I'm super excited about that because your channel is pretty awesome. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And we're just gonna say bye to Flosstube.
Bye.